Spring is finally here, and you know that creating a beautiful and comfortable home is an essential part of being happy. And my guest who's with me on the Jersey Central Newsmaker Hotline, you know him from HGTV's Kitchen Cousins and other popular shows as well. And he's here to talk about some tips and to share some ideas for sprucing up our homes for spring. And it's great to welcome Anthony Carrino to WCTC. Good morning, Anthony. It's Bert Barron. How are you?
Hey, Bert. Good. Thanks for having me, man. Always happy to be back in Jersey.
Awesome, man, and good to have you back with us today. And I'm not a real good DIY guy, so I rely on guys like you to teach me about some things. And one thing I have is I have a deck that I'm just at my wit's end about getting it finished up and spruced up and getting it ready for the spring and for the summer. I've tried to do these little deck, these things you spread on there like a paint, but it seems like it just kind of peels off. Any ideas for maybe sprucing up my deck this summer, Anthony?
Sure thing. Yeah, the one thing with natural wood decks, they take a lot of work. That sun on the northeast, it's going to beat on that deck day in and day out. We have some pretty unforgiving freeze-thaw cycles, so getting that finish to last through a winter is difficult. One of the big things I'd recommend for you, Bert, you don't have to reframe your entire deck, but consider pulling up your deck boards and going with a composite decking material.
Yeah.
You can look at like a TimberTech or a Trex or something like that, where those boards are built to outlast you and me. That's going to be a real good solution. You will literally have zero maintenance once you go ahead and do something like that.
That's what I need. That's what I need to hear for the schedule that you and I keep. Zero maintenance is my kind of thing.
Yeah,
but
you want to be enjoying it. You don't want to be maintaining it. That's
I will definitely take a look into that, Anthony, so thank you for that. But talk about some other ways to decorate and create, and when you were mentioning about wood, it seems like certain wood projects are kind of back in style with homeowners nowadays. Talk about some popular stuff.
Yeah, so, one of the things that I love doing is charring wood walls. I've got a charred wood wall I did up on my deck, and in order to accomplish that, I use a hand torch. It's really, really simple. If you haven't done a home project with a hand torch, you are missing out. My go-to is the Bernzomatic TS8000 Max Heat Torch. It is really, really versatile. I mean, I've done everything from brazing metal on Rachel Ray's studio kitchen that we designed for her to soldering a custom motorcycle helmet rack for myself. It's a versatile product that you can use in the house and out of the house. It's really economical, so it's not going to break the bank. I like to pair it with the MAP Pro cylinder. It allows me to work faster because of its higher burn temperature as opposed to standard propane cylinders. But that is definitely a great way to start to embrace the DIY spirit.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, that MAP gas canister is really easy to work with too. That makes it easy for homeowners. You're right.
Yeah, and they're long lasting. They're very economical. You don't have to store a lot of compressed gas at home, so it's a really great system.
Yeah, very cool. How about outside when it comes time to mowing the grass? Some better things. Some lawn mowers. It's about better landscape with less effort. Again, you're talking about lower maintenance there. What can I do with the grass in Jersey?
Absolutely. So, we all had a real cold winter, so it's nice to get back out into the lawn. I recommend a mower, regardless of the brand, I recommend a mower that's powered by a Briggs & Stratton motor. These guys spend a lot of time developing technology that is going to make everything work a lot more efficiently and last a lot longer. So the gas-powered mowers by Briggs & Stratton, they're going to be 2 times more powerful and have 3 times the run time versus some of these battery-operated mowers that are out there now. Some of the innovations that I was just mentioning, they've got a feature called Just Check and Add. That means no more oil changes. You're not draining this thing, having to get rid of old dirty oil, putting new. All you got to do is check the sight glass, add some oil, and you're ready to go. Then they've also got their quiet power technology, which reduces the sound by up to 50%. Which is never a bad thing when you're trying to enjoy the outdoors. And last but not least is the Briggs & Stratton starting promise, which, if your mower doesn't start within 2 pulls, they're going to fix it for you for free.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, that's good stuff right there. Return on investment, Anthony. Everybody always thinks before they start a home improvement project of any size, it's like, okay, well, if I do this, then if the day comes when I want to sell the house, I'll be able to charge more because of some home improvement stuff that I did here. Talk about return on investment as it kind of plays in with DIY projects. Did the two really go hand in hand?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look, you want to make sure you know what you're doing when you're getting into a project, and whether you are doing the DIY project yourself or hiring a professional to come in and do that for you, that doesn't negate return on investment. You're still doing something to your home to add value. One of those things that I love to do and that my homeowner clients really don't think about is updating your doors, your interior doors. Doors represent approximately, on average in the U.S., about 800 square feet of visual impact within the home. So when you think about that as a whole, that's a lot of surface area that you can change in a pretty quick time frame. One of the door companies that I really love is Masonite. They've recently launched their feature interior door for 2019. It's the Livingston from Masonite, which is super unique, versatile, and timeless. It really serves to freshen up the home, regardless of style. It's got a distinct design detailing. And one of my favorite things about it, Bert, is that it's pre-primed. So that means you don't have to deal with sanding and priming and all that additional time that goes into prepping these doors for paint. You are literally ready for paint as soon as that door is hung, and then you can just go ahead and match the door to the overall aesthetic within your room.
Yeah, very cool. We have a window and door guy that we do extensive work on the station here, and he says, Bert, think of the front door as the smile of your home. Everybody sees it. It makes that first impression. He said, take doors seriously, whether it's an interior door, an exterior door, because it says a lot about the home and does a lot for the value of the home, just like you mentioned there.
Absolutely, from curb appeal all the way through, to overall aesthetic. Once you're on the interior, he's a smart guy. I like where his head's at.
Yeah, good stuff. One last thing that we'll talk about today, Anthony, and that's outdoor seating products. And people love to get out, sit outside. I like to bring my book or bring my tablet and do some reading and sip a little lemonade and on the back patio and the back deck. Once I get that fixed up for this year. But outdoor seating products make a big statement on a small budget too. You've got some tips with that?
Yeah, I mean, the nice thing about outdoor seating is there's a lot more manufacturers doing it now. So you can really get your costs down when you're looking at these different products. The West Elms, the Crate and Barrels, the Restoration Hardwares, they've all got great outdoor products now. One of the things that I mentioned to homeowners to just be aware of, and it has to do with kind of what we were talking about earlier in terms of maintenance. If you go with outdoor furniture that has a lot of cushions, your maintenance goes up because every time it rains, and we know how New Jersey weather is, you're picking the cushions up, putting them away, then you got to set up your outdoor space again when it's nice out. So I like to look at things like the micro mesh where, it really doesn't retain any water. You can wipe it down real quickly and you're good to go. You don't have to deal with storing a lot of cushions and things like that. So that's something I would definitely pay attention to when you're looking at different outdoor furniture.
Yeah, and something about that, like if somebody invites me to their patio or deck and it's like after it rains, the first thing I do is I look at the kitchen or the padding there and on the cushion and see if there's like water like ponded inside the padding. I feel bad when I dump the water out and then and then sit down. But
Bert, it could get worse if the sun's been out for a while and the top of that cushion looks dry and you sit down with your lemonade.
That does get worse.
Have a white butt when you get up, man.
That does get worse. You're right. Yeah. You're right. Something I got to be cognizant of. You're right. Exactly.
Absolutely. But listen, all the stuff we talked about here today, the Briggs & Stratton, the Burns-O-Matic, the Masonite, you can find more info on all that stuff on tipsontv.com.
All right, we'll take a look. And Anthony Carrino will be watching for you on HGTV. And, man, I was in Jersey City last week at Harborside. I should have hit you up when I got to town, man.
Oh, yeah, man. Well, listen, next time you got to come by Holiday, Jersey City. My cousin and I own that restaurant over there, so we'd love to host you.
I will swing by. I appreciate that. Great info today, Anthony. Take care. We'll talk soon.
All right, buddy. Thanks.